Sports Show. Keep it locked. Welcome back to the BS3 Sports Show. Shout out to Grego in the chat room. Also Rep the King Radio in the building as well. We got our next guest up on the line, Joseph Yun of Music City Miracles, SB Nation writer. How's it going today?
Good. How about you?
Good. I appreciate you also as jumping in the chat room, spreading some comments. Looks like Colin Sexton won. I seen that comment. Trey Young, nothing. It had a game on in the background, so definitely it was a good one.
Yeah.
So we got the Senior Bowl today. The South is actually beating the North 18-3 right now. But I've seen one of the articles that you wrote, and I wanted to get you on the show to kind of talk about some of the top prospects in the North and then also in the South. So what are 2 to 3 prospects that, fans and people of their teams can be looking for on the North side?
The first one is Will Hernandez from UTEP. He's a big offensive guard. He's a mauler type, and he's a road grader type that'll get nasty in your face, and he'll block until the sun don't shine. He's been rising up the boards, he might be a first round pick before it's all said and done. So he's been sitting out every day of this week.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some of your tweets on him. He's supposed to be a new and a young up and comer that people are seeing at the Senior Bowl. And what about a couple of other guys that on the North side?
The next one I have on my list is Jalen Samuels, the North Carolina State running back. He's kind of like David Johnson 2.0, where I've seen him compared to that, but I don't think he's that quite talented. But he's very agile, and his footwork's elite. But I think he's better suited as a hybrid running back receiver type at the next level because of his receiving capabilities out of the backfield.
Yeah, and I've watched some of his games. I'm a North Carolina fan, so I've watched some of his games, him playing against North Carolina, and he's definitely a top talent. There's so many top talents at the Senior Bowl. They just seem to get overlooked a lot. But what's one other name that you have on your list from the North side?
Christian Campbell, the Penn State cornerback. He's better than advertised in terms of athleticism, because normally he's been categorized as a nickel corner type that'll play safety every now and then. But he's been like glue on these receivers and during the practices, and he's in the top rated corner on either team. And PFF has him with 7 passes defense, which is the most on either team as for corners. So he's been stinging that to me.
Yeah. So give you guys an update on the score. The South is winning 18-3, and Tanner Lee, Josh Allen, and Baker Mayfield getting some run. All 3 of them, it looks like. Jalen Samuels, like you just mentioned, 26 rushing yards. He's also got 14 receiving yards, so he can do some of both. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do going into the draft. So a lot of people have been talking about, of course, Josh Allen, of course, Baker Mayfield, those common names that we all hear. But what is a sleeper that you have from the North that people can be looking out for and be excited about?
I have North Carolina State's nose tackle / defensive tackle, B.J. Hill. He's simply put, in the famous words of Willie Taggart, he's a war daddy. He's a hoss that has a lot more quickness than people think. So, and that defensive line for the Wolfpack was very good for some reason.
Yeah. Surprisingly, that defensive line has been remarkably good. You normally don't see that from that particular team. So, yeah, they seem like they're on the up and up. Definitely for going into next year.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead.
He's more of a I see him as a Vince Wilfork type at the next level.
Okay. And we all know Vince Wilfork and the career that he had, and could possibly be a Hall of Famer, possibly. So that's a great comparison. If he can even compare a little bit to him, that would probably be great. All right, so moving to the South Side, what are some prospects to be on the lookout for going into the draft, and some guys that are probably playing right now?
Well, one guy I have at the top of my very list is Isaiah Wynn, the guard from Georgia. He used to play tackle for the Bulldogs until he transitioned to guard over here at Mobile. So he's basically locked down every single defender in one-on-one drills, even the big boys from the SEC. So he's pretty good. So he fits better as a guard at the next level. And he, according to PFF, he won 80% of his battles in one-on-one. So that's hard to do, considering 80%. How the limited snaps you get. Yeah,
right. Yeah, that is extremely hard, especially like you just said. Yeah, limited snaps, and you have in college they're not playing every single down, unless of course you're like one of the star players. But they do a lot of rotating. So, yeah, man, wow, that's an amazing stat right there.
Yeah.
So we're talking to Joseph Yun of Music City Miracles. You got a fan in the chat room, the kid. He says, Yun, great guest. I follow this guy. Also, he said, great writer for a couple of online sports sites. So you got a fan. You got a fan in the chat room that dropped in just to hear you.
Okay. That's great.
And then, so another player on the South, or another two players on the South that people can be looking out for.
The next one I have is Shaquem Griffin, the linebacker from UCF. He has an interesting story because as everyone knows, he's an amputee as a little kid, but he's been balling out ever since this whole year, and he's been carrying that over to the practices. And he's been doing very well as a pass rusher. He's very explosive off the ball. And he's very intelligent as well. So he's a modern day inside linebacker type.
Wow, the amputee. I mean that alone by itself is amazing.
Yeah.
But then to be in the Senior Bowl and to be making an impact, you have to have fans, or you have to have GMs just salivating at the mouth to try to get this guy.
Yeah, he's a third-round prospect by my grades.
Yeah. All right, and one other from the South.
The next guy, also on the defense, is Marcus Davenport. He's from University of Texas San Antonio. He's a big defensive end, and his production is insane. He has 185 tackles and 21 sacks throughout his career, so the production aspect is there. Even though it's a smaller conference, but to have that kind of production is pretty dominant.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. And we're talking once again with Joseph Yun, talking Senior Bowl prospects. A great opportunity to get him on the show. He writes for Music City Miracles and a variety of other sites. What other sites do you write for?
I write for AddictedToQuack.com, which is the Oregon Ducks affiliate for SB Nation.
Cool. Also for Duck and Nose as well.
That's my that's just a Twitter name I use. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then one sleeper from the South that to look out for.
DJ Chark. He's a Louisiana State receiver. He's fast and he's a deep ball specialist. But his footwork to get off the snap is elite. And I know he just got a 63-yard pass not too long ago in the in the actual game. So he has that due speed. So he should be used to all the horrible quarterback play going on at Louisiana State. So he should adjust to the NFL play pretty quickly.
Yeah, you're right. He's got 3 receptions for 72 yards. LSU, and my Cowboys are on the lookout for a wide receiver. So maybe this is somebody Jerry could be sitting down looking at, and maybe somebody we can add to the squad. That would be great because we need it badly.
Yeah.
But man, I appreciate you for coming on the show. Definitely, everybody go follow Joseph Yun at Ducking Knowles 247 on Twitter. A great follow. Definitely will keep you up to date on the draft, on prospects, and on people coming up. So, and find his writings, Music City Miracles. That's a Titans SB Nation site. So I appreciate you for coming on.
No problem.
All right, man. Have a good rest of your day.
All right, you too.
All right, that was my man Joseph Young. Great to get him on the show. Great to get his sports mind talking about these drafts, talking about some prospects, Senior Bowl. And shout out to the kid. Appreciate you for coming through. Also, Grego in the chat room. So, Chief, the phone line is open for you. You can go ahead and call in 469-351-0881. While Chief is getting ready to do that, if you haven't used LYFT before and you want to get a first ride for free, use my promo code BEN98092. You can also just use BS3 Sports. That'll probably be easier. So use BS3 Sports on LYFT and you can get your first ride for free if you haven't used it before. But Chief, phone lines are open for you to go ahead and call in 469-351-0881. Looks like this is him right here. The Chief Rocker. What's going on?
What's going on, man? Goodbye. Guess who stepped in the room? Yeah, what's going on, man? I'm good, man. I like that speaker advertisement you did. Copy link, and I'm gonna pass it on to some of my people, So, after they learn from me, I'll just let them go ahead on and continue to practice and doing that. That's something big, man. I never knew about that.
Yeah, man. I just emailed them because I asked them if they had a referral code because I had so many different people that have been asking me, how do I get on Spreaker and how do you use it? And they were like, hey, you just slide them this code and they'll get a free month for free. So, yeah. Appreciate it.
That's big, man, especially for us trying to get this underground, media chain going, man, because, all the big wigs, they going to Spreaker now, they're going to doing podcasting now. Maybe not exactly Spreaker, but a lot of them doing podcasts. So, we can't let them control this. We got to try to get up there and control it ourselves, man. That's definitely big, man. Hey, but, I was watching. I didn't even know the Senior Bowl come on because they're getting so commercialized with it, man. And got it on the NFL Network. I didn't know that. I'm used to it being on either ESPN or regular channels. Going back to my days. This kid Josh Allen, man, out of Wyoming, man. I'm kind of liking him, man. He got the size. He can get out the pocket. And he's patient, he's sitting back there, waiting for his man, doing his progressions and stuff like that. So I like him, man. So, if we did go quarterback, which I don't know if we really going to go quarterback, do this. When I say we, I'm talking about the Giants, right? I don't think we may not go quarterback due to the fact that they told Eli, Sherman is offensive guru, and he also helps quarterback. He also goes to that camp that Eli, his brother, father, and what's the old man, the coach of Duke? Damn, I keep forgetting his name. But that they run every year. So Sherman said that there's some things he looked in the film and seeing that Eli was doing wrong that he could correct, and with his system, and He said, exactly